Prince Institute. Exercise 173. Sir Happy Singh. Ready? Start. Madam, it is absolutely true that railways have a structure of fare and freight which is essentially favoring the passengers. We overcharge a bit to the freight. This overcharged freight cross subsidizes the fares of the passengers travel at a lower rate. Therefore, to make that happen, the people who actually send their goods by train they will have to pay a little more. Over a period of time, we have seen that the fares remained more or less the same and the freight charges have gone up considerably. It is in the interest of our national economy. We should make sure that we actually have a very rational structure to decide who should pay how much. For that same reason, as I had mentioned in my budget speech, we have already decided to appoint a regulatory framework to come out with a proper structure and also the costing structure. When we want to decide what should be the freight and fare, we must have a proper structure to decide as to what is the cost which goes into each of these two. So, we have already decided to do that. We are already in the process of deciding as to how we should move on. Mr. Arvind Pangadia, Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog, is the one who is actually suggesting us the framework for this and we will make it happen. The point that you have mentioned whether common people will be benefited out of this, I would like to tell you that this cross subsidization is not unusual in this world. Countries like China, Russia, USA, and Japan have charged more or less a little more to the passengers and they cross subsidize the freight. In India, the situation is exactly the opposite. We actually overcharge a little to the freight and cross subsidize the fare of the passengers. This cross subsidization is not common. This is something which is unique in India that we charge a little more freight than what we charge to passengers. In fact, even in power sector the same situation is there. Mr. Scindia was also the Minister of Power. He knows that there has been a cross subsidization even in this sector. I think we really need to find out the way of coming out of this situation. I think the House will agree with me that we must have a very transparent system to do that. This is the legacy of our past. We have been doing this for so many years. Therefore, we must make sure that we move out of this system which will be fair to both passengers as well as to the freight operators. But loading a lot of money on the freight discourages more investment and increasing the cost of business. It does not allow more employment to be created. So, we must have a transparent system in place. Madam, somehow I agree with the Honorable Minister, but then a question arises. Indian Railways have been a loss making organization for a long time now. Nowadays, other modes of transport like road transport and shipping are also coming into picture. That is why railways must be commercially viable. We will have to regulate our authorities in a way that they will charge the freight which will be affordable to the common people. Madam, today the whole exercise is directed to make sure that common people get benefited. They are paying far less than the actual cost of transportation. In fact, the people who pay the least are the people who travel more by the economic class, not the high-ended passengers. There is a very small subsidization for the first class passengers, so it has already been done. But to make sure what honorable member is saying happens, the concerned authority will definitely look into that. As pointed out by the Honorable Member about the transport sector, it is really alarming that the total share of railways in the investment which has gone into the country in terms of transportation sector has come down dramatically in the last few years. In the year 1950, the share of freight was 89%. It has come down to 36% in total transportation because there is no way to handle more freight. This has nothing to do with tariff. This is the capacity of the railways to handle it. In the year 1950, the increase in freight handling had increased by 15 times. There was an increase of passenger numbers by 16 times, whereas the route kilometers were increased only by 1.5 times. Just imagine the investment in railways was only 1.5 times more, whereas the amount of passengers and the amount of freight that we handle had gone up to 15 to 16 times. How are we going to manage it? Therefore, the solution lies, as you have said, in terms of making investment. This budget talks about rupees 8 lakh crore of investment in the next 5 years. That is precisely for the reason to decrease the congestion that has happened. In fact, 16% of the total route kilometers handle 60% of traffic.